arrived in Laos. We're on a local bus into the city center.
We have got our Chinese visas. We are stuck in the middle of...
About a beautiful nowhere.
middle of beautiful nowhere.
We're Malin and Alex, and in 2017 we came up with the crazy idea to hitchhike all the way from Thailand to Spain. This is our story.
After 5 months, almost 5 months in Thailand, we are leaving to go to Laos. We're at the border post in Nong Khai to go to Vientiane, where we're going to start our new adventure. Let's see how it goes.
We arrived in Laos. We're on a local bus into the city center, and yeah, let it begin. We spent a few days in the capital Vientiane, but we weren't there for sightseeing. We had something much more important to do.
On our way to the Chinese embassy, walking on the river, Mekong River. In a bit of a hurry, we're a bit late. We just left the Chinese embassy, or also known as the People's Republic of China's embassy, I think.
Yeah, there were a lot of papers to fill in and a lot of photocopies of things to provide. It takes 4 days, so Friday morning we will see if we've been rejected or not. It's not an easy visa to get. Alex is feeling lucky.
And
right?
confident.
Yeah. Can you tell me what you're doing, Alex?
Trying to make this cat stove. Not a cat lying on top of a stove, a cat stove, which is like an alcohol burner for camping. Homemade. I already messed up one by making holes in the wrong thing. Round 2. I have just completed making our portable cat stove. Here it is. We had a problem with the saucepan not being able to stand on top of it, so I've come up with this ingenious idea of inserting another tin with the sides cut to work as supports. So as you can see, it gives a nice wide angle for a saucepan or a frying pan, and voila, allowing the flames to come up out of here and spread around the pan. We are outside the Chinese bank in Vientiane, where we have to pay for our visa before we get it, the day before. So we're going to pay for it without knowing whether it's been accepted or not.
Which are generally normal procedures when you get a visa, but it sucks to pay when you don't know if it's approved or not. We will see tomorrow morning.
$64 for both of us. Here we go. We're walking to the Chinese embassy, just a few minutes away. What do you reckon? Got a visa?
I don't know, I'm always nervous about visas, and this is apparently a difficult one to get.
I'm quietly confident.
He always is. Mr. Optimistic.
We'll see what happens. Speak in a minute. We have got our Chinese visas.
Yay, they're in here.
No more stressing.
No, I was very happy. It was easy, much easier than we thought it would be. People said to us that it would be tricky to get the visa, but I feel we provided what they were asking for.
Travel insurance, hotel bookings, flight in and out, bank statements, photocopies of all our IDs, passports, visa for Laos. Too much, but it worked out alright in the end.
We're not flying in though, we're crossing the land border on the northern side of Laos, but we paid $4 each to an agency who booked us return flights to China, which they most likely have cancelled already.
Yeah. So we're pretty happy. We can move on with our adventure.
Today we're leaving. We're going to do our first hitchhike in Laos. So we're walking to the bus station. We're going to go on a cheap local bus out of the city, and then I think we've got our biggest challenge so far, because Laos is supposed to be trickier for hitchhikers.
See how it goes. Yeah, so we took a bus out of the city centre of Vientiane and walked to a good hitchhiking spot with the expectation that we were in for a very long wait.
To our surprise, we got picked up pretty quickly and spent the next hour in the back of a pickup truck with a very nice but shy Lao family.
At our next hitchhiking spot, it didn't take long at all before another car stopped. Were we just being extremely lucky?
Let's see if Alex can get us a ride. We got another ride. After a short 25-minute ride, we got dropped off and walked for about 15 minutes, and voila, we got picked up again. We couldn't believe our luck. Laos was supposed to be difficult, and these guys took us all the way to our destination of the day, the picturesque little river town of Vang Vieng. Thank you so much. Kom jai lai lai. Thank you. Bye. I first visited Vang Vieng back in 2009, and the place has changed a lot. Some for the better and some for the worse. But that didn't stop us from having a good time. The few days we were in Vang Vieng, we spent a lot of time by the river. But we couldn't leave without hitchhiking, at least for a little bit. And we ended up thumbing it to see some of the more famous sites, like the very crowded Blue Lagoon and the Phu Cam Caves.
On leaving Vang Vieng, we had to walk for nearly 40 minutes before we found a decent hitchhiking spot. We were convinced that the long waiting times that Laos was famous for would start here. But again, we were wrong.
Not only did we get picked up really fast, we also had our most scenic ride so far. This area of Laos is spectacular. We left Vang Vieng a while ago. We had to walk quite far before we could start hitching. Didn't work out in the first spot, so we walked even further, and then we got a ride to Caucasus, and that's where we are now. So we've gone maybe 56 kilometers, and we're gonna try to go further. Alex is in the bathroom, so I'm waiting for him here in the sun. Spectacular views, it's so beautiful, so beautiful. This was a perfect break for some lunch, and once we finished eating, we started walking through the town. But we didn't get very far as we ran into some very eager local teenagers.
Oh, well, I don't know. I've never been.
They insisted we come with them to meet their English teacher and to cool down with a glass of cold water. And they wouldn't take no for an answer. Outside, and then we did like this. 5 minutes. Car stop. And then we went a little bit, and then like this, 2 minutes, car stop.
We were soon on our feet again, walking out of this friendly little town. But for the first time in Laos, there were no cars to pick us up.
We are going to Luang Prabang. Walking by the looks of it. Oh, car. As there are no cars. Oh, there's a car.
They don't stop!
No, because you were filming me, we missed that car.
There are no cars on this road. We're gonna go what are we doing? Going the difficult way, probably.
Yeah.
Over the mountains. It's beautiful. But there are no cars.
Here we go, walking over way.
For the first time since we started hitchhiking in Thailand 5 months earlier, we felt stuck. We spent 1 hour at a petrol station trying to get a ride, asking people who were filling up their tanks if we could go with them. But no one wanted to take us.
We decided to walk a couple of kilometers for a change of scenery and mindset. Maybe that could help us get a ride.
We are stuck in the middle of...
A very beautiful nowhere.
middle of beautiful nowhere. Surrounded by...
Children.
Scruffy little kids. Hello.
Hello.
Thousands of them. They all come out of the woodwork. Oh, car. Come on in. Oh, he's got a big thing in the back of his car. So I think in the hour, maybe hour and a half we've been on this road, we've seen about 10 or 12 possible hitching cars, but of which none have stopped. Anyway, he can't. No, it doesn't come another one. Anyway, we shall see. There are worse places to be stuck. Hey.
I think we should have gone on the other road.
Yeah. The other road was a busier road, no doubt. Hello. No. We're not very friendly with kids here.
Only some.
Only some say hello, the rest just look at us like we're aliens. Which I guess we are.
Finally, 2 hours after we started walking out of Khasi, we got a ride in the back of a very dirty pickup truck. But we didn't care. We were moving and Mother Earth put on an amazing show for us, showing us some spectacular mountain views.
Alright, we're in Bukum, spent the night here, at the top of the mountain, lovely views, bit of a dust town, not much goes on here apart from trucks passing by, and it's extremely dusty. So everything we have is covered in dust. It's quite a strange place. Let's see if we can get a ride. No ride there. Anyway, it's about 4 or 5 hours depending on how long it takes. Should take about that to get to Luang Prabang. Yeah, see how lucky we are today.
We weren't lucky yesterday.
No, yesterday we had about, probably in total, 2 hours waiting time.
Or more.
Yeah, we walked a lot. Anyway, let's see how our luck is today. We are on top of a mountain and we have a ratio of 1 car every 30 minutes. And those cars every 30 minutes don't want to stop. So we might be here a little while this morning. We have a nice view though to make up for it.
We spent nearly 2 hours waiting in Pakum that morning before a young Chinese man working in Laos gave us a ride.
Okay, we're in our first ride of the day. This nice guy picked us up. We're on our way down the hill. I think we're about 30k. I'm going to find a new ride.
Our driver was so friendly and it kind of gave us an idea what hitchhiking through China would be like. And that filled us with a lot of hope for what's to come.
So we've just stopped for lunch, about halfway down the mountain, still got 90 kilometers to go. Should take about 2.5 hours, 3 hours, if we get a ride. There are very few cars on this road, so we'll see if we're lucky or not. Anyway, check out the view.
We walked through a typical Lao mountain village and met hundreds of kids on their school lunch break. We found what we thought would be a good spot to hitchhike from, just outside the village, but we weren't alone. A bunch of local teenagers decided to help us get a ride.
How's it going, Alex?
Been here an hour and a half. Maybe 10 vehicles have passed by. One stopped, and when we said we didn't want any money, they drove off. Or we didn't have any money, they drove off. And since then, we have had zero luck. We got these school boys behind us. They had a little chat with us earlier. And they got bored and wandered off. So I don't know how much longer we're going to be here. We've got entertainment. Goodbye.
The fire above.
Sorry? Again?
But to eat the fire above.
Okay. Go back to school? Yeah. Okay. Have a nice day. Nice to meet you.
Chokti! Bye-bye! We've got it right! Once again, we waited for 2 hours before getting picked up. And once again, our drivers were Chinese. And what a ride! We shared the back of the pickup truck with an old cupboard that kept sliding around. This might have been our bumpiest ride ever. Yo! We've been on our bumpiest, dustiest hitch ever so far. We're still not in Luang Prabang. We waited for like over an hour and a half in our last spot. Whew. Don't know if we'll ever get there. It's about 25 kilometers left.
Okay, not far now. Should do it.
Yeah.
We soon got that last ride and made it to Luang Prabang, and this is where this episode ends.
Join us next time as we explore the UNESCO heritage town of Luang Prabang and continue towards the Chinese border and Europe.
I am melting, but the river's nice and cool. I would love to jump in.
Car stopped for us, started to reverse, and went straight down the ditch.
We're walking up to the border. Smelly, dusty. Hope China doesn't smell like this.
Guys, if you have made it to the end of this video, don't forget to leave us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and drop us a comment below. And we will see you in the next one. And a special thanks to all of our patrons for keeping us motivated and helping us stay on the road. If you too want to become a patron, head over to our page. You will find the link at the end of this video and down in the description below.